Okay, today's movie is 1976 Keoma. So we're going back to Italy, but it is a spaghetti western this time. I saw a clip on this of this on a YouTube channel called Analog Video Shop. I'll put a link to it down below. So Keoma is a spaghetti western, like I said, set after the Civil War. Keoma is a half Native American, half white. His mother and her, family have been killed, and he's been raised by his white father and his stepbrothers. And even though he's Native American, he has a heavy Italian accent that no one seems to think is weird. I guess that's what Native Americans sounded like. I don't know. Anyway, so we see some flashbacks, and he, as an adult, after the Civil War, has come back home to find that the town he grew up in has been taken over by a bad guy and the bad guy's, gang. And, shocking, his white stepbrothers are also with the gang.
You say there was a man causing trouble down at the saloon?
That's right, Mr. Caldwell.
Well, tell me more about it, Slade.
He shot Ben and Charlie without even turning around.
Don't talk balderdash, man. There ain't nobody can hit a target without looking at it.
Without looking at it?
You're wrong. There are two men who can't. Now, Paul is one.
And through flashbacks, we see that as kids, the white stepbrothers really just harassed him for his ethnicity. And so he's got conflict. He's trying to, kick out the bad guy, but he's also doesn't like the white man because of that. Also, it's his brothers. He feels some sympathy because they're his brothers, but they also were kind of jerks to him as a kid. And we see him go talk to his dad, and his dad's like, "Oh, I'm just too old for this shit."
It's funny. All my life I've looked at death. Looked him straight in the eye. I was never afraid. Now I'm old, dying slowly. I want to live. I'm afraid. I can't shoot it out with my own sons.
I'm 2 days away from retiring. No, he didn't really say that. But anyway. So this movie is weird. Keoma keeps seeing an old woman who seems to be Native American carrying around, pulling around a cart. And it's like, is this a flashback? Is this a memory? Or is it really an old woman dragging around a cart? So you're never quite sure. There's lots of flashbacks. Those are actually done pretty cool. And in the start of the movie, we see one, and that really got me interested in it. Because he's kind of like goes back to the site of the massacre of his mother's side of the family. And he's standing there looking, and then the camera pans, and we see another actor, a child. And we see him standing there kind of reliving it, but we're seeing the events unfold as he stands there. So it's kind of cool. That's kind of a neat way, and they do that a few times every time he finds something that reminds him of his past. So that's actually kind of cool. The soundtrack, though, is crazy. It is so weird.
There's my father, then my brothers and me.
I'm giving you respect for a bold choice. It's a woman singing in a high pitch. She's kind of describing what's going on as we're seeing it. It honestly, it kind of reminded me of Jesus Christ Superstar. Where Mary Magdalene is kind of singing to Jesus It's weird. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. I'm kind of torn. In some ways, it kind of worked because it was so unusual. Some ways, it didn't. Like a lot of these movies, the character, Keoma, he's kind of a dick. So we see him, he just had a flashback to his family being massacred. And he rides up on a posse, and they're taking a woman and some other people out to a mine because they allegedly have like the plague or something. I don't know what it is recently. A lot of the movies I'm watching somehow involve plagues. I don't know. Weird. But before he even learns the story, he's just an asshole to the guys. He's like, let her go back to town. I'm like, maybe you should figure out if she actually is sick and if she is going to infect everybody else.
Don't touch her. She's got the plague. You mind your own business, stranger. We're taking her to the old mine.
I never like people who talk too much. Get off your horse. I said get off your horse.
The conflict between, the sort of emotional conflict between him and his brothers is really pretty interesting because the brothers, it's never clear if they are actually just evil or if they are kind of just like, hey, life sucks, I gotta get mine, just stay out of it. So there's that. I will say the ending's not that great though. It's kind of an open ending. I didn't really like it, the ending, but I really overall enjoyed it. So I am going to give Keoma 3 thumbs up. Keoma is weird, but I think it is worth it. So give it a try. And if you do want to give it a try, I'll put links below where you can see it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Do it.